Alright, welcome to part 11 of the video walkthrough for King's Quest 6. A quick recap of last time. We went to the Isle of the Beast, made it through the 3 enchanted magical barriers, almost got turned into a beast, brought a lady, and his spell was removed and he became a gay aristocrat. So, yes. And I got some sweet gear. Speaking of sweet gear, we're going to start making spells. Specifically, there's the Make Rain spell. We got a teacup. Wait. We got a lamp filled with salt water, not from the sea. And we've got a vial of sacred water we can add to that.
Alexander pours the contents of the oracle's vial into the hunter's lamp with the baby's tears. The vial, now empty of its sacred fluid, disintegrates.
And then we need falling water. Lo and behold, how convenient.
Alexander doesn't need to do that to the hedge maze.
No, I was clicking on the water.
Alexander fills the hunter's lamp to the brim with the fountain water.
All that is lacking is the verbal component to the spell. So let's whip out this magical spell book. No. Let's try that again. Turn the page. There we go. Here's the one.
Alexander prepares to enchant the hunter's lamp with the Make Rain spell incantation.
Clouds of thunder, shafts of light, come and sup with me tonight. Waters 3 have I for tea, brew a tempest now for me.
Yep, so we're doing some magical swirling air hand motions here, and there we go.
The lamp in Alexander's hand gives a little perk. He hopes the spell works despite his makeshift teapot.
Cool. So I think that's good. We can leave the island now. But before we go, let's grab one more flower.
Alexander takes a magnificent white rose from the rose hedges.
Because flowers are pretty. We've been over this. And then we'll just scoot down here. And jump across the warm water here. And then just mosey, wave goodbye to the deer, and then whip out the magic map.
Alexander.
And we're gonna go to the Isle of the Mists.
Alexander feels a...
Oh no.
Great gods, did you see that? The man just appeared from nowhere.
Perhaps he was sent by the spirits. I see no boat.
He is an intruder, no matter how he got here. Grab him!
Welp. Druid napping.
Not again. Look, I'll leave. It's no problem.
I think not. Let's go.
Off we go. This looks great.
Alexander is frozen at the spectacle before him. Robed figures are gathered around a bonfire. Some mystical ceremony is taking place, but as to its purpose, Alexander has no clue.
We found a trespasser on the beach, Archdruid.
Uh-oh. Archdruid. Now what has Alexander wandered into?
This must be the foreigner we were warned about. How appropriate that he should come during our rain festival. Place him in the sacrificial cage.
Wait! I must rescue the princess!
There's an ancient druid saying, a man who would save others must first save himself.
Alexander is pushed into the confining wicker cage. And the cage is swung out over the bonfire.
Well, that's no good. There's nothing we can really...
Alexander starts to feel a little warm.
Nothing we can really do here.
The bottom of the cage is getting uncomfortably hot. This cage is really hot. Fire in the cage.
Not the handmaiden's
Alexander
dress.
pulls out Beauty's old slave clothes, desperate to beat out the flames. The flame is extinguished, but the clothes themselves burn to cinders. Alexander won't be able to keep the cage from igniting for long. The heat and movement must have jarred something. Something that Alexander's carrying is starting to jiggle around. Egad, something's really percolating. The water in Alexander's lamp is hot. It's just about boiling.
Yay! Make rain spell.
Alexander feels a drop. It starts to rain.
Magic everywhere in this bitch.
That man is a powerful nature wizard. By the sacred oak, let him down!
Yep. I don't know why they didn't just show the thunderstorm, but...
I must apologize for our rude welcoming committee. We've been feeling inhospitable ever since the winged ones stole our sacred miniature oak tree. Besides, Wizir Al-Hazred sent a message that we were to watch out for a highly dangerous foreign assassin. I assume you are the one he meant.
I'm sure I'm precisely who he meant. I assure you, I mean to harm no one, unless that person threatens the princess. I'm sorry to have disrupted your ceremony, but I'm running out of time.
What is it that you seek?
The Oracle on the Isle of the Sacred Mountain told me I should speak to you about the realm of the dead. She told me of 2 souls in unrest there that I might be able to free.
Free souls in the realm of the dead? You're mad.
The souls might be able to help me on my mission to save the princess. It's imperative that I do everything I can. The risks are not important.
No. And yet getting yourself killed will hardly help the princess. But I will tell you what I know. Legend has it that it is the right of any human to challenge the Lord of the Dead in order to save his own life or the life of another already past. But the knowledge of how to do this was lost centuries ago. I have only heard of one who tried it, a young knight who came to the land of the Green Isles from a distant land long ago. According to the story, he was determined to challenge the Lord of the Dead for the soul of his dead lover. It is said that he tamed the Lord of the Dead's horse, a black-winged, demon-hearted beast named Nightmare. Nightmare sometimes flies to the human world to feed on certain noxious plants. Those unfortunate enough to see her are glad to escape with their very souls intact. Somehow, the knight captured Nightmare and rode off on her back, supposedly to the realm of the dead. But neither the knight nor his lover ever returned. If there was a means for challenge, it was lost with the night.
I see. Can you tell me anything about the Lord of the Dead?
That is a blacker matter still. To the druids, he is Samhain, lord of coldness and despair. Samhain was once a man like you or I, but he insulted the gods and was sentenced to rule the Underworld. Immortal he is and mateless, robbed of sleep, robbed of movement, robbed of companionship. It is said that he hates all mortals even more for the mortality that he lost. That is all I know.
Interesting. I shall remember.
Now look how the oak embers of our bonfire still glow hot despite the rain. If you're bent on your course, you'll need courage that's just as impervious to the chill. May your luck last longer than your storm, brave one.
May it indeed. Thank you, Archdruid.
Well, there go the druids. Alright, so Lord of the Dead, blah blah blah. Let's take this skull and scoop up some hot embers.
Alexander scoops up some of the red-hot embers in the ancient human skull.
You may recall that the Charming a Creature of the Night spell requires a skull filled with hot oak embers, along with some sulfur. Rotten egg will do.
Alexander cracks the spoiled egg and dumps it into the skull containing the embers. The spoiled egg hisses as it makes contact with the hot embers. Zounds, the steam. Phew, the smell of sulfur.
And then just mix in the hair of a beautiful woman, like Cosima. Boom.
Alexander puts the strand of hair into the skull containing the embers and the spoiled egg.
Alright, so we want to charm a creature of the night. In this case, Nightmare, the horse of the dead. So that's pretty cool. This is the wrong way. And apparently it comes to the human world to eat noxious berries. Where do we remember seeing a noxious berry plant? Well, there was that
Alexander put
a bush of poisonous berries on top of the Isle of Sacred Mountain.
Alexander.
So let's mosey on over. And we'll have to make our ascent again. Luckily, we only have to do a screen's worth. They were considered enough to allow you to do a little jump forward, just because most of this is unnecessary copy protection stuff. There we go. Oh, what do you know? Eating those nightshade.
Alexander arrives at the top of the cliffs, somewhat winded after his long but uneventful climb.
You're damn right it was uneventful. Now we just whip open the magic book. And no. We whip open the magic book. And charming a creature of the night. In presence of creature, speak the incantation. I've got the skull, everything is good. So let's cast it.
Alexander solemnly speaks the incantation over the skull.
Creature of night, to me succumb. Fire and brimstone leave thee numb. Purity bind thee like a chain, to do whate'er I now ordain.
Nightmare flares her nostrils at the scent of the fire and brimstone.
That's it. Come on. I need passage to your homeland, fiery one.
Unable to resist the power of the enchanted smell, Nightmare approaches Alexander. Her eyes appear glassy and sightless. In her hypnotized state, she is unaware of the human so close to her flank, or of anything at all except that marvelous smell.
Now ride!
Sweet! That's pretty badass. But things are gonna get a lot more badass real soon.
Nightmare deposits Alexander on a strange, cold world. And some of the inhabitants don't look too friendly.
Let's go ahead and talk to these ones.
Who are you, grieving spirits?
I am Queen Ilaria of the land of the Green Isles, and this beloved spirit is my husband, King Caliphan. We were murdered in our beds by our trusted Wizir. Like a viper, he snuck in during the night and stabbed us in our sleep. Now my husband's soul is broken, and he will not speak.
Then you are the ones I seek. Are you not the parents of Princess Cosima?
Our daughter! Have you news of the princess?
I know that she is alive and safely back in her kingdom after being rescued from Mordak. But I'm afraid I have not personally seen her. Alhazred is keeping her in her room in mourning for you.
I am glad to hear of her return, But she will not be safe alone with that devil. Oh, that we could be there to protect her.
Cosima, how I fail thee.
My poor husband will never rest while our murder goes unavenged and our daughter is in danger.
I came to take you back with me. Your people are still loyal to you. They need to know about the Wazir. Cosima needs you too.
But this is the realm of the dead. We cannot leave it. Nor, for that matter, can you. The only one who might be able to return us all to the land of the living is the Lord of the Dead. But he would never help us. He has no mercy.
I might be able to convince him. I must try.
Then take this. It is my ticket to the Underworld. There you will find the Lord of the Dead. I cannot use the ticket as long as I'm chained here. And if we cannot be avenged, I will never be unchained.
Thank you. Perhaps it will save us all.
Be careful, young man. If you can ease my husband's torment and help our daughter, we will be most grateful.
I will do my best. Goodbye, Queen Ilaria.
Alrighty then. So we got our ticket, and we'll proceed next time through the realm of the dead.